So, very good evening to one and all present here. I am Pavni, the PR executive at Ezyschooling. I welcome you at Ezyschooling. Ezyschooling is a community of 700 plus schools with 80,000 plus parents, in which we are working with the schools to transform their admission process smartly through artificial intelligence and technology. We aim at solving all the parenting related issues like school admission and psychology. We have organized 90 plus panel sessions with over 270 plus school leaders on board with us till now. And it is our pleasure to have all of you with us over here. The topic for today's discussion is interactive learning as a creative tool of education, its benefits and incorporation. I would like to start this session by introducing all of you, all the panelists who we have over here. And I will begin with Reena ma'am. Mrs. Reena Chakraborty, she is the headmistress at Kalka Public School. She has almost 30 years of experience as a TGT teacher in some of the reputed schools like the Indian schools, Sri Bharti, a Birla group of schools, and Kalka Public School, that's in Alatranda, New Delhi. She's been elevated to the position of headmistress of Kalka Public School, Faridabad, by Director Principal Dr. Onika Mehrotra. A student of Carmel Convent, she graduated in Bioscience and Education from the University of Jadavpur. She completed her Master's in Environmental Science, earned her Diploma in German Language from the Ramakrishna Institute of Culture and Diploma, and the Computer Science from CMC Kolkata. After earning a Diploma in Interior Designing from Jensen & Nicholson, she had a brief stint as an interior designer, an avid lover of Indian and Western music, and she is an amateur poet and a writer. We welcome you, ma'am. Literally hats off to your talent and everything that you've done till now.
Good evening, everyone on board, and thank you, Pavni, so much for introducing me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot. First question, ma'am, we have encountered several innovations in the educational sphere when it comes to lifting the spirits of students to make them feel inclined towards learning. Interactive learning is one approach that sure seems to be working well for students. Would you please elaborate on what it is about interactive learning that captures the attention of the students?
Yes, interactive learning is actually hands-on learning, which we make the students do in class. And it's extremely important because it helps in the conceptual clearance, the vital creativity, the critical thinking, the curiosity, questioning and reasoning, and finally, understanding. So interactive teaching and learning process is what we have been implementing in our school years ago. And this is the brainchild of our principal ma'am, Dr. Onika Mehrotra. And we have got certain fun-filled structured activities for the primary children, wherein, after teaching a particular topic, the children are given activities based on that topic. And when they follow those activities, the concepts where they lag behind, that gets cleared. The teacher also involves themselves in helping the children do the activities properly. So that is one way we clear the concepts of the children. We involve the children in participation, and we sometimes give them project-based activities wherein they sit in groups and discuss the project, they work upon it. We also have got subject enrichment activities for the middle school. We have got art integrated activities. So it is extremely important because rote learning these days is not the thing which is encouraged by the national education policy. So now it is the activities, interactive activities, which has to be implemented in the schools, and it is not done in Kalka Public School now. It has been implemented since long ago. So Main thing is involving the children, concept clearing, holistic development, critical theory, critical thinking, arising the curiosity, questioning. The children are allowed to question the teachers. It's not always the teachers who should question. The children are allowed, they are given the topic, they are asked to read the topic, they are given the chance to bring out their problems, they question the teachers. So questioning and understanding is extremely important these days for the child to understand. So this is what they are given the chance to bring out their problems, they question the teachers. So questioning and understanding is extremely important these days for the child to understand. So this is what is extremely important for interactive teaching and learning pedagogy. I have shared a few slides with you, ma'am. You can show them. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, ma'am, should I share that?
Yeah, please show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see here the different slides, how the children get involved in interactive learning and teaching process. See here, the teacher is teaching about the parts of a yolk, parts of an egg, and she has brought the egg to school and she is getting the children involved. So after the teacher performs this activity, the children also do the same. They have been asked to bring the egg from home and they get involved in demonstrating the different parts of the egg. So the entire classroom becomes extremely interesting and every one of them get involved in it. Concept is clear. The different parts of the eggs get clear. This is just an example of science. We can go to the next slide. Here you can see a kindergarten child. Now they are showing, the teacher is showing the tiger and the child is also enacting the voice of the tiger. The teacher helps the child in doing so. So it's an interactive way of teaching and learning. Here you can see it is the computer department. We had the exhibition, our annual exhibition, Vivriti. Here the children all participated and they made their own projects. They made the models of the computers and they displayed and they explained everything to the parents. So this is another way of interactive teaching and learning process. Here you can see the elder children, they are getting involved in physical practicals. So we all do it in school. So all these are methods of interactive teaching learning process. Here you can see they are learning about the kacha house and pakka house. So see how the smile on the faces of the children, because they love doing these activities in the class. The teachers already instruct the parents what materials they have to bring the next day, and they bring the materials and the teacher helps the child do the activity in the class. You can see the fun they are having. So this is concept clearing. So as the child grows up, they are absolutely clear about the topic. And last but not the least, I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and I understand. Active teaching learning process. Ma'am, you can also show one video which I have showed.
I will surely do that.
Yeah.
I will do that.
So it was a class of science where the children were taught about the parts of plants, photosynthesis, and they were taken out for a nature walk in the garden of the school only.
Some are so sharp and pointed. These are so, don't touch them. These are so sharp and pointed, and these are so small. So it does not matter leaves are big or small. Every leaf will make food for the plants. See, there are also such beautiful plants are there. Some are having flowers also. Are you enjoying this nature walk? Yes! So flowers are there. Leaves, see this, these are so beautiful. You see, they are colored. These are called protons. What are they called? Protons. They have got colored in them. Yellow and green mixed. They are protons. Decoration करने के लिए use होता है, correct. So these are called protons. Okay. So these are the different types of plants. It helps in different kinds of access medicine for different kinds of disease.
So you can see what interest the children were showing. So this is hands-on interactive way of teaching. Take the children out of the class. It's very important, to take the children out of the class. Take them for only confined to the four walls of the room will not help the children to develop mentally. It's extremely important to take them on educational tours, to take them out for a nature walk. You don't have to go very far. It can be in and around the school complex only.
Right, so nice. Thank you so much for presenting whatever you do in a fun way in your school.
Thank you.
So nice, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pavni.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, like I'm only 24 plus, and I've taught children from age 4 to 24 because, like, before being a PR executive here, I was working in DSU. There's a new university launched by Mr. Kejriwal as a guest teacher, and I was teaching soft skills there. So I worked there as a guest teacher for 6 months, and there were children of my age. I started my career, my journey being a play school teacher, and there were 3-year-old children, 4-year-old children. So yes, I can say that it is very, very important. Like teacher plays the most important role. I know that.
Absolutely.
And that is very, very important. And still now, like in COVID, I was teaching on an online platform, and I had children from USA, from Dubai. Till now, I am in contact with them, and they are like, "Pavni ma'am, when will you take my classes?"
Same thing here also. Like children keep in contact with, even through the social media, through Facebook and all. So teachers are always at that level, with the students. So learning doesn't stop for teachers. It's a lifelong learning for the teachers. They learn from the students actually. You see the students and you learn. Every day when you go to the classroom, you learn something from the students. So that is, when they're doing the activity, you are learning, oh, I didn't think in this manner. The child is thinking in this manner. So we are learning from them as well.
True. Absolutely correct. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Ashok sir, how do ma'am, interactive learning sure keeps the students engaged while in school. But what happens when they reach home? Is there any way for the same fun learning environment to be encouraged in the home as well?
Yes, absolutely. What we do in school, sometimes we implant a thought in the minds of the child. Okay, go home and try to find out the answer for this. In whichever way, you can ask your parents, you can go about, you can, because children are become very tech savvy these days, you can sit in the net, you can Google search, whichever way. So come back to the class day after tomorrow and I want the answer from you, and you get a star from me. So implanting ideas, implanting questions in their minds, telling them to do, interactive activities with their parents. For examples, I have shown some experiment in the class where fire is needed. Okay. And they cannot do it in the class because it becomes very risky. So what I do, I tell them, go home, take the help of your mother and do the activity and show it to your mother with her help. So the interactive activity gets transferred to the home also. Parents also get involved with the children. So it's extremely important that activities are given in the home. They sit with their parents, take the help of the elders, their brother, sister, and do the activity in a fun manner. And come back to the school and give the result.
That's awesome. Reena ma'am, that fire method, like when you ask the parents to do, they actually did, like, did they show you any proof?
Yeah, I had the videos also. I couldn't, send you so many videos. For example, evaporation, or we are doing any experiment on boiling. So naturally, the children cannot do it in the class all by themselves. They need the help of, I show it to them in the class. But at home, they have their parents with them. So they do it and they send the videos to us that, ma'am, we have done this. It is extremely important. They love doing it. They love doing it.
That's so nice.
Even cooking and all. For example, in English, we tell them to write a recipe. Okay, they write a recipe themselves, and then we tell them, okay, your homework is you will have to work on the recipe. You will make the recipe with the help of your mother, and then you will come and tell about it the next day, or send me the video while you are baking the cake or baking something, making a dish. So this is a part of learning, interactive learning. They have written the recipe themselves, and then they are doing it out. It's extremely wonderful. If you see the way the children involve their parents, the elders also at home, it's wonderful.
Yeah, parental involvement is also important.
Yes.
Like not only in the formative years, but every time, the whole life.
Every time.
Right. That's great. That's so nice of you. So, ma'am, do you have any final message from your side for the parents and the children who are going to watch this?
Yeah, final message is, as I told you, that involvement of the parents as well as the teachers with the children. Connect should be there. Connect between the three, the parents, the teachers, and the child. So a triangle is established where you cannot leave the parents alone. You have to connect with the parents as well. For example, during the Mother's Day, we call the mothers to the school. We involve them in some activities. We had competitions for the mothers. So there is an involvement from the parental side also, as well as from the child and the teacher. So the triangle has to be maintained. And for interactive learning, as I've already told you again and again, when you hear, you forget. When you see, you remember. And when you do, you understand. So that is the mantra for me. This is extremely important. As teachers, we need to implement this in our everyday teaching learning process.
That's absolutely true. Be connected. Thank you to you, ma'am, for sharing everything that you have in store with yourself. Really thankful to hear all your views and grateful to have you over here.
Thank you so much, Pavni. Thank you everyone on board. It was really a pleasure attending this panel discussion.
Thank you so much for sharing your views. Thank you.
Thank you everyone again.